ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, soupies of all ages. Welcome to the Kayfabe Soup Wrestling Podcast, where today, once again, we bring you news and spoilers. Are you ready for our AEW Double or Nothing this Saturday? Well, we sure as hell are. I mean, I won't be watching it live because I work. But,
yeah, I won't be watching it live either, and that's the reason we don't do our AEW games.
Yay for real life! Woo! Anyhow, I am the intern, and as always, I am joined by GRJ and Habes. How are you handsome bastards doing?
What's up?
Voila! Oh, hey, internal, I got a question for you. Today, my daughter was
I may
doing
even have an answer.
You will. My daughter was doing a Zoom class. It was ballet, and there was a girl in that class from Canada. Her name was Charlotte. Do you know her?
How old was she? Because I think she is the only Charlotte there, but I just want to be safe.
Probably around 5 years old.
Okay, yeah, I know her.
Oh, cool, man.
Cool kid.
Sweet. Oh, that's good to know. Good to know. I was a little worried.
In fact, she's named after Charlotte Flair because that's the only Charlotte that matters.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter is too, so they were instant friends.
Well, there you go. I mean, it makes sense. You got to name your daughter after the one wrestler who has to be on all three goddamn WWE shows to help the ratings that are sinking.
Which didn't help the ratings. I don't know what the numbers were, but I read record lows or something, or near record lows.
SmackDown actually did well last week with Charlotte on there. I think SmackDown was a little up there, still in the 2 million zone. So they've actually been doing well. But yeah, Raw was, I think, the second lowest rating of all time last week, which was up from last week, which is sad. And I haven't seen the ratings for AEW or NXT yet because I've been lazy.
AEW did like 700 and NXT did like 590.
That's funny. If you take those at face value and don't add the 100,000 at the end, those sound like TNA numbers.
Hey.
No, they're Twitch stream numbers.
I was thinking like before Twitch when they were like when the company was terrible.
Oh, before I was born. Gotcha. Just kidding.
No,
I'm almost 30.
I was about to say you're like 8. So yeah, we don't.
I got all this hair, and I am 8.
So yeah, well, there's not a ton of news to talk about, so I'm glad we've got a pay-per-view to give spoilers for. The first and biggest piece of news, though, is the most heartbreaking. We had it in our notes as Shad missing, and unfortunately, but the good news is they found him. The sad news is, yeah, rest in peace, Shad Gaspard. What a tragic situation, but what a heroic way to go out. Telling the coach, he had the chance to save himself, but he told the rescuers, no, take my son first.
And, like, those are, like, his last words said, too.
Like, yeah, because he got pulled under by the Riptide shortly after that.
Yeah. Not sad news. And,
it really is.
Then the trolls are out saying, oh, why does everyone care about Crime Time? They weren't shit. I don't think it's that we care about Crime Time. We care about how much of a good dude Chad is and has been even out of the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because you always hear.
I wasn't watching much WWE when Crime Time was a thing, to be honest. And I just kind of look at their gimmick and went, LOL racism.
Yeah, no, they didn't have much of a run on TV. I think they tagged one time with John Cena versus, I don't know why I remember this so vividly. It was like the CTC, like Crime Time Nation or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And they tagged against Ted DiBiase Jr., Cody Rhodes, and JBL because they hadn't started with Randy Orton yet.
That's right. I forgot about that. Oh, and they also in character shamed Lita out of the company by stealing her vibrator and trying to sell it to the crowd or something like that.
That sounds about right.
My biggest memory of him, though, isn't even like a real memory. It was just I played SmackDown vs. Raw 08 like all the freaking time back in the day, and I'd always push him in my GM mode. So
nice.
Press F. For real.
Yeah. So what? This continues the overarching theme of "fuck you 2020," basically.
Pretty much, just like a new week, a new fucking thing, a new negative light in wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah. What
that is
about
for
those
sure.
lizards? Those 4-foot-long lizards that will eat anything. You guys hear about those?
Didn't hear about those, but I heard about the murder hornets.
Yeah, no, those are already done. Now there's
Yeah.
lizards.
Well, that's because the lizards got to them, probably.
Yeah, they eat anything.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see what else 2020 has in store for us.
We're so fucked.
Actual zombies.
And
That
this
would be
is
cool.
why the cave. I'd be okay with that. I mean, it's probably better than dealing with normal people in general.
Yeah.
And this is why the Kayfabe Soup podcast came back. We knew that the terrible world of 2020 would need entertainment. Damn it!
Exactly.
That's good shit.
Ah.
Plus, it's the highlight of my week.
Speaking of good shit, this is not good shit. Yeah, that too. Yeah, mine too. I love doing this. Helps that it happens on one of my days off, so that Thursdays is already a day that I look forward to immensely.
Nice.
Same.
But yeah, our next news item is not nowhere near as sad or as serious as poor Shad, but also not good news if you like PowerPoint presentations as much as I do. The WWE could not come to any conclusion with contract negotiations with Drew Gulak, and as it stands, he is now a free agent.
Yeah, it first came out that he was released from WWE, and then within a couple hours, all the news companies for wrestling, I guess. I forgot what to call them.
The sheets with a Z at the end of it.
Yeah, there you go. Like all the dirt sheets. That's what it is. All the dirt sheets were correcting themselves, saying that he actually decided not to resign, which in my mind is a lot crazier than him being released, especially since that program he's having with Daniel Bryan. Previously, he was cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
And it seemed like even though there'd be times where he'd be gone for a couple of weeks, he was kind of a constant for a good while.
Yeah, then he got moved to SmackDown, disappeared for several months, came back to do comedy job matches, and then basically did dick all until getting put into that feud with Daniel Bryan.
No.
Damn, guys, it's been a long ass week because that broke on Friday of last week. It feels like that was forever ago.
Yeah, I know, right? It broke shortly after I was lamenting about how terrible SmackDown was.
Yeah, so let's do the fun game. Where do we think he's gonna go next?
Damn, I would like to see him in NWA.
My theory is whoever offers him the best deal on a Microsoft Office 365 package, so he can continue to use PowerPoint presentation.
What if he starts using Google Docs or whatever?
That's a good idea. You can avoid gimmick infringement that way. I could definitely see him going to AEW though, because he's had people he's worked with there, like Brody Lee and I don't know if he's worked with John Moxley and yeah.
Right. Doesn't he have a Chikara fan?
Members of the old Gentlemen's Club.
Yeah. He was also with who was it? Chikara, ZZW.
Yeah. So they have that ladder match, you know.
He was with Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor in the Gentlemen's Club. That was it. I was trying to remember. I couldn't remember who was part of that with them.
Yeah. Like the more you look into it, you're like, oh damn, all these guys are in AEW. And then they have that mystery spot for their ladder match they're gonna have this weekend. And at first I was like, oh,
true, he's probably
Ryder. But if his contract ran out, he's free to play. You know what I mean? Sign.
I'm sure the WWE found a way to non-compete him because of Vince.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
No, because the wording is that his contract is up, right?
Yeah.
Like he's gone. So, because if not, they would have announced his release. right?
Yeah. I mean, see, what you're saying makes sense. What I'm saying is that Vince McMahon is not a being that makes sense. So if there's a way he can get a non-compete out of this mess, I'm sure Vince will find it.
Oh, for sure. But we'll see. I mean, it sounds fun to set him in the AEW, but I would like to see him as a top guy anywhere else. Just so he can be a top guy.
He just seems like he could do it. He could be anywhere right now.
Yeah.
You know, and I think with the United States reopening, it's the perfect time for him. And anybody else that's a free agent to like pretty much play the field right now. Like there's no reason to jump into like a contract that's going to keep you in one spot unless, like you said, he goes to AEW. But I feel like if you're going to be a wrestler, unless you're really good friends with the guys from AEW, you kind of want to move around, right?
Yeah, I mean, like they always talk about they have a year or two of buzz when they leave WWE to just make a ton of money on indies. Like I don't know why everyone doesn't try and do that.
I could honestly see him doing really well trying to, even if it's just a couple of tours, going over and just putting on some really crazy physical New Japan matches.
Dude, yes. Sure. I could see him with Hiromu, Dragon Lee, or Ryu Lee, or Ryu Dragon. No, that's Dragon.
It's Ryu Lee.
It's right. Yeah.
Ryu. We can't talk Japanese today.
We haven't in forever, and I'm fucking bored. Speaking of Japanese stuff, give me a second. I might drop $200. I don't know if you guys saw the figures of LIJ, but they're in pre-order right now. They have one of Hiromu, Bushi, Naito, and Evil, and they look pretty fucking sick. But they're like $45 each.
Come on, stimulus check. Screw my bills.
Part
GRJ, need some toys. Yeah, part 2.
Pretty much, dude. Like I remember when they released the first package, and the only one I wanted, who was it? It was, you know what, I'm going off topic. I'm sorry. Let's go back. What were we talking about?
That's fine, dude. Japanese toys sounds better than any wrestling I've been watching on TV. So.
Yeah.
Just where we'd see Drew. But I guess everyone kind of has that bucket list of all these things they want to do before they get locked down again. And Drew's only like 33, so that's his prime. Young prime, started his prime. So shit. If he could do all those tournaments and shit and travel around and hit all those indies for like 6 months and then sign somewhere, that'd be dope.
Just saying, if you can go to the NWA long enough to get on Candyland or Carneyland and entertain us.
Dude, I saw that. That was really cool. What's her name? Allison Kay, the one that did the heel promo.
Like, that was so good. Heel promo cliches.
Yeah, it was so good. I'm like, wow, we should do this on one of the podcasts.
That'd be awesome. By the way, Sukies, if you're not aware, the NWA is really ramping up their non-wrestling production during the week with quite a busy schedule. We've got the Nick Aldis podcast, What's Causing All This on Mondays, Carneyland on Tuesdays, Inside the NWA interview show on Wednesdays, Eli Drake's amazing one-man show on Thursdays, and then Girl Power on Fridays. Check it out. Support the NWA during this time.
Yeah, dude, I think they're doing it right, especially like if they want to continue paying their wrestlers, is like make them work. You know, obviously they can't wrestle, so what's the best next thing? Social media, and from what we saw already with the Carneyland.
Yeah, Carneyland is like that, but more racist.
Yeah. That's good.
Good shit, brother.
Yeah, like since what we've seen so far, it's really freaking good. I enjoyed it.
I saw a lot of people online like shit on it, and the way they acted was like they were expecting a wrestling show. What the fuck are you? Or where are you setting your expectations, guys?
I think
Sure.
I still think NWA is trying to hold back on all the wrestling until they could get the Crockett Cup running.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it sounds like to me.
For sure. And like they don't want to do the empty crowd arena because
Yeah,
like my opinion, so many other people's, like it's just not good, not a good show. And you can try, but like their biggest thing is they don't have a arena that they can just go to. They have to rent out the what is it, Georgia Public Broadcasting or something like that.
that's it. Yeah, something like that.
Or GPD.
GPS side of GPS.
It's not GPS. It's I don't know what it is. I tag our location there all the time on Instagram. There, Daly's place in the Performance Center. Like I rotate the 3. Got to get those location clicks, brother.
Goddamn pal.
Sometimes
we're on Alderaan, and sometimes we're at the canteen on Mos Eisley. So whatever.
All right.
I'm down with that. I'm down with the cantina.
Yeah.
All right. So we covered someone leaving WWE. Now it's time to talk about someone who might not be returning to the WWE, as Ember Moon has talked about what she thinks might be a career-threatening injury, to put it in WWE parlance.
I'm not gonna be able to talk about this and not sound insensitive.
Same, dude. That's what I'm like. Do you want to
go? Not totally. Like,
because like you, I feel like you and me have the same view on Ember Moon.
Yeah, she's just a couple flashy moves. She's never proven that she can like lead a match or do anything. And then more often than not, she's banged up or hurt, so she doesn't get a push anyway. Just from like banged up injuries, not serious injuries. I mean, it sucks. Her career might be over, obviously, but I'm not surprised.
They could basically replace her with Yoshihiko from DDT. I mean, she's about that good at leading a match. Am I right?
I don't know what you just said.
Yoshihiko's the blow up doll, by the way.
Oh, okay. Jesus!
Contact, brother.
I suppose it has been a while since I mentioned Yoshihiko in any of my reviews, so I'll let it go this time. I brought Yoshihiko up a lot when the Bellas were still active.
Oh, that was a while back.
Yeah.
Like we said, our Japanese has gotten rusty because we haven't been watching any Japanese wrestling.
We're basically Jim Ross now.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura.
That's how I say Shinsuke when I try to spell it.
Yeah, I always did too. Till I learned it because I don't fucking know a thing about the guy.
I grew up thinking the great Sasuke was supposed to be called Sasuke, so because thanks to Jim Ross. So I mean, there is that.
I do Asuka when I try to spell it, just so I don't remember. Asuka, yeah, Asuka.
Yeah. Dude, now that like there's been a bunch of new Star Wars content recently, I get Ahsoka and Asuka messed up all the time.
No one is ready. You are not ready for Ahsoka.
Yeah, it sucks. And then like Asuka's already like programmed into my phone, so use it enough through social media talking about her. So it's just like, jeez. So yeah, I like get it wrong all the time if I'm talking on Star Wars groups about that
at least your phone has Asuka programmed into it. I remember there was a time where if I tried to say Dolph Ziggler, my phone would try to correct it to Adolf.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty close, anyways.
Hey! Don't put down Hitler by comparing him to Dolph like that. Wait, what?
Damn. Damn.
I'm talking in terms of charisma.
Maybe.
I mean, Hitler was one hell of a promo. You got to admit that.
Yeah. Were they scripted promos, or was he shooting from the hip?
Good question. Good question. I'm still going to hell for that comparison, by the way.
Shame.
But yeah, this whole thing about Asuka possibly having to retire off this injury. I believe Ember Moon. I mean, I believe GRJ had a nice little tin hat theory about this whole career-ending theory thing. Do you want to get into it now, or?
I'm gonna sound like such a fucking maniac.
It's the internet. We're supposed to sound like maniacs. It's expected. I just compared Dolph Ziggler to Adolf fucking Hitler.
All right.
You're okay.
Making a point.
All right, I'm just calling it now, though. If any of us disappear in the near future, or we get rich, it's because we either got kidnapped and killed by WWE, or we got paid off by Vince. So put on your tinfoil hats. But this is what I believe about WWE injuries. Yeah, so
Damn it, Abe, that's awesome.
I did not clean up the living room before I broadcasted tonight. My kids' shit are everywhere. But anyway, go ahead.
Same thing, yeah. I forgot how it started, but it was pretty much me thinking of how these injuries are fake, right? Especially
it was about Tyson Kidd talking about trying to come back for something at the Royal Rumble.
Exactly. All right, so that's how it. That's how it was brought up again in previously or currently. Yeah. But my original thought was it's weird how it took Daniel Bryan to almost leave WWE to be allowed to wrestle again, for all them to be like, oh, he could wrestle again, you know? And then I think it was what's her name? Paige. Same thing. Career ending, or like a career ending injury, and then she's fine all of a sudden. Same thing with Edge. I do believe a lot of these injuries, are made up by the WWE. Not saying like the initial injury isn't real, but like keeping them
embellished.
Yeah,
like embellished. Yeah.
Like, son of a bitch again. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Shit, where was it going? That a lot of these are just put off to the side until if they're needed again, you know, or until like WWE has to like let them do it. Fuck. Like, see, like now that I'm like on the spot, I feel the crazy coming in. And like I don't know what to say, but yeah.
If we ever see one of the Bellas make it back into wrestling, we know you're definitely onto something.
Well, I see.
Well,
I don't
Nikki had a neck injury, and they still let her come back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but like they're more like, I don't see them as wrestlers. They're more of the reality stars, you know. So like I don't know. It's just it's one of those things that I
kind of agree with you, and I kind of don't. Like, for starters, like the science that we know about like concussion injuries and things like that has advanced so much in the last 10 years. Like, even like for me, like being in high school in like 2005 playing sports and shit, we knew nothing about concussions. And then when I was coaching, like in 2009, 2010, like someone would get banged in the head and we had like half our wrestling team was concussed. I'm like, what's going on? Are you a bunch of pussies? But like a couple years later, you started learning so much about head injuries. So
well, science, it's because we started learning because of what's been happening in wrestling and also the NFL, you know,
and because of Chris Benoit.
That too, that really drove it. That kind of drove it a lot. But you're right. Like prior to that, you didn't really see anything. Especially with, I feel like boxing is one of the more sports that probably had it all the time. They just didn't really know what to do with it. But yeah, you're right. Like I remember being in football, and I don't remember his name, but I remember calling him concussion because he was the first guy to get a concussion on the team. He was a running back, and he got a concussion, and he was out probably for like 3 weeks, and then he came back like it was nothing, and then we just continued as normal. But there was like no protocol of having to keep checking on him or anything.
Oh yeah, it changed a ton.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure.
Then, then they made this thing. At least this is just Wisconsin for coaches, where you had to watch a like 20-minute video on your computer screen. And this is like 2010, 2011. So like you turn it on, hit play, then open a new tab and do something else. But hey, that certified you for concussion protocol for the state of Wisconsin.
Jesus.
That's how much shit was lax. That's just like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago.
I don't know, but like that reminds me of the how you could get CPR certified online, even to this day. Like
Yeah.
it's just a couple clicks. I think like the class is like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, online, and then you print your fucking little diploma or not a diploma. What is it called?
Certificate.
Your certification and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and then
Yeah.
sometimes if you choose like the the one that's like $10 more, they mail you like certified cards and shit like that. Like congratulations,
Okay.
but yeah.
Hey, in the state of Wisconsin, you don't even need to take a driver's test right now to get your driver's license. So that's different.
Ooh.
Yep, I saw that. I got side eye for a second. I'm like, oh well, whatever.
Mm.
Guess I'll die.
The great car wrecks of 2020 in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Intern, you got anything to add on this GRJ's bogus rant about fake injuries?
Not really, but I mean, I'm somewhere in the middle on those. I think 'cause, I mean, I do sometimes feel like the WWE doctors apply a very big double standard as to who they approve. Say, yeah, you can come back. Like Daniel Bryan was told by the WWE doctors, no, we don't approve of you coming back. We do, it's not safe. But he got a second opinion from outside doctors that said he was fine. And I get the feeling that if Daniel Bryan were say John Cena in the same situation, he wouldn't have even gotten past that because the WWE doctors would have been like, "Oh, Vince McMahon actually likes this guy, so sure, come on back."
Exactly, and
Well,
that's
well, yeah,
that's
dude.
that's my thought. That's why
John
I
Cena broke his back at SummerSlam, and he wrestled at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and like I feel like with this whole thing that started the slot or the bring back the slot back was that if Tyson Kidd were say I don't know Drew McIntyre, he would have been back years ago.
I don't
nah.
know.
I think
Drew
current Drew
McIntyre.
Mac,
not
current
Drew.
Drew Mac,
No, even
current
current.
no,
I still think they drop him.
yeah, it could be. Now, if it were well, okay, maybe if it wasn't, maybe not current Roman Reigns, because I don't know how much Vince likes him now that he had to pull a Becky Lynch and stay home and be a family man.
See, I don't think. Damn it! Are we really just like? I don't think Vince has anything wrong with Roman Reigns. And like, let's say like he did, right? There is no way he's gonna tell even his right hand man that he feels that way, because
Yeah.
it comes
Oh
off
yeah.
as a complete dick.
Hey, I got some juicy rumor and innuendo
Bring it.
after the break.
No. Oh, after the break. Yeah, we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
3 minute
Alright,
warning. Wait, did I just say 3 minutes? They're both dead, and I just made myself sad.
Oh.
Okay, you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, I'll give you like a
Yeah.
1 minute warning.
Okay. I just heard this from a different podcast, and they're pretty much saying, like, Seth Rollins is looking for a way out of TV while Becky is pregnant, and so he can stay at home the whole time. So imagine a WWE without Roman and Seth.
Wow.
I mean, I kind of feel like they just give us like more Randy Orton, more Edge, more
Bobby Lashley in the main event. I'm not
Bobby
against
Lashley.
that.
Well, that already looks like it's already happening anyway.
Yeah.
Well, okay. My real thought is it'd make for better, fresh television, but I bet you like the writing team's like, oh my god, what the hell?
It would be a Jinder Mahal push all over again.
Oh, that's another thing. Apparently, they signed some big India TV contract. That shit's coming.
So that's why Jinder was cleared to return.
Didn't he just blow out his knee though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but he was kept off TV for like the longest time because he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was ready
to be back for a little bit.
Like by Rumble time, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Like he was,
I guess. The gender.
Yeah, and I guess he was just sitting. So it makes sense for them to bring him back and then this India contract to come in.
Yeah.
But at that point, just give him the 24/7 title.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no legs behind the Seth Rollins theory that I heard from this guy, but it popped me just thinking about a WWE without any of their top guys. Like, how are they going to write TV?
All I know is All I know is that pulling Seth off TV would give him way more time to sit on Twitter. So don't do that, Seth. For our sake, we don't need you on Twitter even more.
Oof. That'd be rough.
Yes, sir.
I mean that thing that if you don't want to come in, you don't have to come in. Is still up, right? So like, if he doesn't want to do it, all he has to really do is like, hey Vince, like this is what I want to do. I want to stay at home. Pregnant.
Then he'll just be listed as injured, like Sammy.
Oh, that too. We're under a minute, boys.
Yes, sir.
Let me restart this shit.
Alrighty.
Roger.
Roger Rabbit.
What was I gonna do?
Carlos, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Carlos, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you too.
Well, I don't want to like it like that. Hold on. Okay. My headphones are working now.
Okay, that's the plus.
Meow.
I hear.
All right.
All right, start whenever.
Intern, just start with a next topic.
All right. So apparently, this is a bit optimistic. WWE is looking to possibly get live crowds as soon as July, which, given the way some states are slowly starting to open up, yeah, I gotta see that.
I mean,
nice. Now, go ahead, JRJ. Go ahead.
I was gonna crack a joke of they should have gone the South Korea route. I don't know if you guys hear about that. I forgot I think it was some like soccer team out in South Korea that used sex dolls as audience members.
Yeah,
dude, I'm down.
Like,
I mean,
okay.
The WWE assumes its fan base is about as intelligent as sex dolls.
Pretty much.
Okay, so my question is, how much are they going to open? Are they going to follow like CDC guidelines and just pack 40% into a arena? Or, so that leads me to another question. Are they going to like tour and go to different places, or just fill up the performance center every week? What do you guys think?
I guess it depends on how many states open up, and to having live crowds. If enough places open up, I could see them touring to try to make that money. Touring to the state that will allow them to cram as many people in there, so that they can try to get as many fans in as legally possible and make that sweet fan money. But I mean, depending on the rules, it might not even be worth it to do that because of the cost of renting the buildings and all that other shit. So
Well,
it
yeah.
could just be they could just be opening up the performance center to a
Yeah,
limited fan base.
That's my big thing. Like, if you can't pack the place out, why would you want to go to a building? You know, because that's going to be a big thing with independent wrestling going forward. Is if they're allowed to pack the building, then they can hire whoever they want. But if it's like say it's an indie that just like takes a bunch of former WWE guys and pays them top dollar, you know, you can't really draw a crowd. But if it's like an indie show that also has like a wrestling school, and you don't really have to pay your people very much, they'll have a lot of shows.
Sorry.
Be cheaper to run. I don't know. So I guess for me, yeah, go ahead, Jared.
First of all, do they charge at the performance center?
They can.
Do they?
I would say Vince would.
I guess, but like it reminds me of back at the Impact Zone when they was out in Florida. They didn't charge for you to walk in. I think just as long as you had your ticket to Universal Studios out there.
Yeah, that was the same as when WCW used to run their Saturday night shows at Universal Studios.
Yeah, like I honestly always thought the Performance Center was like that, especially since most of the crowd is the same every fucking time.
Yeah.
But I think even without, like, let's say they're not charging, even without them charging the fan base, I think getting people into the Performance Center is important, you know, because like we've seen their shows without an audience. There are moments that need a crowd reaction. Latest one was Becky announcing her departure. But yeah, like getting a crowd in there would be smart. I don't see them traveling because like you said, what kind of place are they gonna get? You know, are they gonna stay to the ones that only fill like maybe 1,000 and then try to cram as much as they're legally allowed to in there? Because I don't see them going out and renting or going to some type of stadium and not getting even a portion of what they want. You know,
the literal only reason I can see them trying this at first is because Vince McMahon is very set in his ways and really feels like he only knows how to do one kind of wrestling. Hence why the original empty arena shows looked exactly like normal Raw or SmackDown, but with no one in the audience, and it looked fucking stupid. So unless someone can talk him out of it and show him the numbers, like it's almost see Vince wanting to try to resume as normal, even though that there's no practical way that can work unless they can somehow get like buildings on the cheap that they could, you know, even make a profit off of by half filling them with, you know, whatever the socially acceptable social distancing number would be.
Like being like being one of those companies, right? Like how much of a cut would you take? Because you still have to pay your employees. You gotta pay. Well, pretty much that. You have to pay everybody that works there, right? You gotta pay everybody.
Yeah, production.
Like
you need to make enough money to pay production.
Yeah, you've gotta make enough money to make a profit.
Yeah, I mean their TV contracts pay for it, but still.
But like, no, I'm not talking WWE. I'm talking about the company, the owner of the building. Like, out here we have the Staples Center, right? Like,
I was just gonna bring it up.
Like, how much money does the Staples Center need to make for them to even consider opening that shit up? Right?
For sure.
And then at that time, like, do the prices of tickets go up because they're going to be limited? Like, there's a lot of shit that goes into there's a lot of shit that goes into it, and I could honestly see, just because it's probably going to be the only thing that's up and running for the first couple of months, that WWE can rank up the prices on their tickets, and people that don't even watch wrestling are gonna be like, well, fuck it. Like, it's the only thing that we could do, and I'm pretty sure alcohol is gonna be involved. Like, they'll go out and get that shit, you know?
That's true. Wisconsin opened up, and people just came flooding in from Chicago to drink in public.
Wow.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it's bad.
Not to mention, add into the fact that in order to enjoy the modern WWE product, you need to be pretty drunk in general nowadays. So.
What's the latest thing they were doing on Raw that is goofy?
The axe throwing contest between the Street Profits and the Rating Experience.
I haven't seen wrestling this week, so
actually, it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed that segment. I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, it was good. But it was kind of funny. It's just, but also stupid, but funny. It reminded me of like some of the stuff I liked in the late '80s and the '90s, where you'd build like you'd build challenges not at all based on actual wrestling stuff. Kind of thing I could. It was almost like those fun Mr. Perfect vignettes where he would just play sports really well and finish that off with. And Hulk Hogan, you can't do that.
Yeah, Bruce is probably all over that shit. So yeah, anyway, I think if they open, they stay in the Performance Center or a small studio somewhere else, like what AEW did in Georgia.
Yeah, stay out of GPBS. That's NWA territory. Don't hurt the NWA again, WWE.
Yeah.
What else we got?
All right, and our last thing is that Leo Rush is claiming a lot of things, but most recent is that Vince pulled him up the Raw after seeing an online video with Naomi, which not that kind of online video. It's not a page situation.
No. It's Noam Dar.
Oh, Noam Dar, that was it. Okay, I did read that wrong.
Did I do?
No,
Naomi?
I think I read that. No, I read that wrong.
Okay, so do you guys know about? Did you guys either hear about this? No.
I was reading a little bit about it.
Okay, so he said that there was a time when him and Noam Dar were in a program, and they decided to do their own video, and it was this video of Noam Dar going to the bathroom, like in a urinal, and then Leo Rush going to the urinal right next to him, which first of all is a big bad move. And he kind of just like looks over and starts to laugh, right? And that was it. And they posted it, and apparently this video was up for like 5 minutes before they were told to put it, for them to take it down, right?
Yeah.
But apparently within these 5 minutes, Vince McMahon saw the video from and loved it so much, which I feel like, knowing the shit that Vince likes from the shit he has done, it kind of makes sense, because this is definitely his type of like humor, right?
Yeah,
bathroom humor.
Okay, so like, so then Vince himself decided to bring Leo Rush up to Raw. Now this is where breaking that down. Like, we agree that this is Vince's humor. Yes.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he saw this online within the 5 minutes of that video being posted, fuck no. I'm pretty sure that video got taken down, and then one of Vince's people is like, damn, Vince likes this type of humor, and is like, hey, look at this video these guys post up. You might think it's funny. Showed it to him. He actually thought it was funny, and then he's all like, "All right, let's see what we could do with Leo Rush."
Yeah, that sounds a lot more likely. I mean, Vince is the same guy that canceled Pirate Paul Burchill, not because it was a terrible gimmick, but because he'd never seen Pirates of the Caribbean, and therefore he assumed no one else saw the movie. You know, it's not like that was a huge franchise or anything at the time.
Right.
Hey, was that before or after the brother sister love angle?
Before, I believe.
Wait, Let's have him.
No,
Fuck his sister.
yeah, but
Ah!
yeah, this is one of those, like, when I read it, I'm all like, there's a lot of bullshit here, but the one thing that did stick out was like, this is Vince humor, so it would
Yep.
make sense.
I mean, Leo Rush is also the same guy that accused Mark Henry of being the kind of person to hold back African American wrestlers. So
That was last week, Tom.
yeah,
I buy it because Leo Rush showed up out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Okay, so staying on Leo Rush, does having MVP come in and becoming the new voice of Bobby Lashley show how much of a fuck up Leo Rush was?
Yeah,
so.
Because
you put it that way. Yeah,
because he's pretty much the same mouthpiece, right?
doing the same shit. He's just old. And
yeah,
bigger.
exactly. Now, what was it? Why did he get in trouble the first time?
I think it was like he always had his family backstage, like, and it was overkill.
That's right. That's right. So I kind of feel like it was all these like incidents that led to him getting first pulled from Bobby Lashley and then ultimately getting released. Like, yeah, he became cruiserweight champ for like a hot second, but looking at that title, there's been a lot of hot second champs for that, you know?
Yeah.
So that don't mean shit to me. But yeah, like I look at MVP and Bobby Lashley, and I'm like, this shows how much he fucked up. Like, if he would have just kept his shit going in a professional manner without all the bullshit, like he could have still probably been on Raw with Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah, Bobby was trying, and when they would have never got the shitty Lana angle, which I think they just kind of ended, right?
Did they finally?
Yeah, it just ended off camera pretty much.
Jesus.
They just kind of ended it silently. It seems.
I don't know. I thought I saw something of Lana being pissed off, and like they broke up or something. I don't know.
I don't even think they broke up. It just kind of stopped all of a sudden. They were teasing a breakup angle between the two of them, and then it just disappeared.
Oh, maybe Lana will start banging Drew. That'd be good shit.
Vince McMahon's all like, maybe Lana will start banging Vince McMahon.
Okay.
So yeah, those are the news items of the week, unless anyone else thought of something randomly. And if not, we've got us a pay-per-view to talk about.
Woo. Burn through this, guys.
AEW Double or Nothing. We're going through the list here from the bottom, working from the bottom up to the top. Our first match we had was just made on TV this week. It's Dustin Rhodes taking on Shawn Spears in a Why Not Classic.
Is it a retirement match or?
No, I don't think there's any stipulations. Shawn just thinks that Dustin's washed up and should retire. So in other words, Shawn Spears is basically the internet. At one point in Goldust's career, when they thought that of him, probably at several points in his career.
I bet you Shawn kind of wins dirty.
Real talk before I even think about who wins. How much of a missed opportunity is it that Shawn Spears isn't the one playing Ken in the Dark Order?
Oh.
That's good. That's really good. Damn.
Hey, how do you know he's not? He's wearing a mask.
Ooh, that's true. Good point. Real talk. Yeah, I can see Shawn Spears pulling one out dirty. Dustin Rhodes doesn't need a win as badly as he is. He's a legacy wrestler. Dustin could lose every match ever and probably still come out looking good.
Yeah, and I mean, Shawn hasn't really done anything, and except for that one program with Cody.
Yeah, basically, he's been a non-entity. He's been doing that angle on Dark where he's trying to find a tag team partner and keeps turning on his tag team partners when they lose matches. And we all know that AEW expects you to be keyed into everything that happens on YouTube if you want to understand their shows.
Damn straight. I think they're getting better about it though.
They are. They really are. Especially when they actually start showing clips from being the elite on their TV programming to give it that context.
That's all you really have to do.
Yep.
Honestly, that's all you really have to do.
Yep.
So looking at this, like, there's no reason Dustin has to win this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm going Sean Spears.
All right. Next on the list is a Stadium Stampede match featuring Matt Hardy, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, Matt, and
Did he die?
I think he died.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
the James outcome because of injury.
You kind of
Oh,
died
hey,
there for a
he's back.
second, man.
Yeah, so I noticed that. But yeah, this is one of those matches here where I don't know what's going to happen with the Matt Hardy and the Elite team because I don't remember if it was Matt or Nick Jackson. But
You're breaking up really bad on my end.
Yeah, dude. I think it's gonna be good. I mean, that tag match they had a couple weeks ago on Dynamite with Hardy and Omega was freaking awesome. So I could see this being pretty good.
I mean, did you guys see Adam Page run the field?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Like, people say he ran the full 100 yards, but you could see him come in from the left, right?
Yeah, it looks like he cut in at the 50.
Yeah, like, he cut in, but he fucking bucked it. Like,
Well, dude, yeah.
like I had because I had to. Oh, he's gone. I had to watch it like two. I think I watched it like 2 to 3 times before I realized that he did not just pop out of thin air and like clothesline the shit out of who was it?
I don't know. I just watched it.
I don't know, but he just like clothesline the shit out of one of them randomly, and I had to like, what the fuck? Rewind, watch it again, and I'm like, all right, so he didn't just pop up, and then I had to like watch back and see where he actually popped out of. But yeah, he was pretty far back.
Yeah, he ran out of like the side tunnel and booked it. It was pretty sweet. I was like, why is there a fan running on the field? There's no fans. Like as you started talking about it, our intern did.
Yeah.
Let's see. In my mind, I think the Inner Circle takes it, but maybe not.
Haven't they already won the last match?
Yeah.
Like, is this gonna be a 50-50 booking type deal, or like what's going on?
Well, my only thought is the Inner Circle wins it, so then there's like a final deletion type match on the Hardy compound to come.
So that's basically what we're working up to.
I think so, but who knows?
Yeah.
But then again, I wish intern was here for this.
He's gonna.
He is here for
that
this.
That was a new one.
Yeah, that was a whammy.
You're still breaking up pretty bad though.
Anyways, you pay attention, like Chris Jericho always having that bat.
Yeah.
How much do you guys buy into the Sting rumors and AEW?
Oh shit!
Right?
Yeah, it's really good. It makes sense. Now that you mentioned that, he was apparently supposed to be the one that was supposed to introduce the title, right? And then they announced that Mike Tyson's gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then they're saying
I think we talked about it last week, but the rumors have kind of heated up.
Yeah. And then I guess the next rumor was that he was going to be in that match for the casino ladder match.
Oh, that would be silly. But
and then like for him to show up for this, it would make a lot more sense. Like you don't really need to have Sting back in a match right off the back, right? You kind of want him to like have that slow burn into his first match. If he is gonna have a match, or if he's just gonna show up. But yeah, I like your little bat thing. That's
Yeah, low key. It could just be
that's a little Easter
they're
egg right
about
there.
to win. Yeah, they're about to win, and freaking Sting propels from the ceiling and just beats them all up.
I don't think right now would be the good time of propelling from anything, especially with
Yeah, I know.
the Dark Side of the Ring thing that just came out.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that yet. That's my.
I probably
watch that
watched the
tomorrow,
first 5 minutes and I'm like, I'm not ready for this one yet.
The Owen Hart one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to start watching it. Also, sorry for finishing. Zoom just randomly decided to close on me, and then we're just giving me grief trying to open back and get back into this meeting. So thanks, Zoom.
Suck it, Zoom.
I mean, we did drop Discord. Zoom, don't think you're better than us.
Yeah, hey, Facebook has a video thing now, Zoom, so you better watch out.
And we could do it
You're
live
easily
too.
replaced. All right, so where are we at now with the AE dubs?
We were just Habes here brought up the fact of how Chris Jericho keeps using the bat.
Oh yeah,
and then it could be something that might lead into Sting showing up.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We were finishing up.
He's really starting to use that bat and like get it on TV as much as he can.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It'd be fun for Sting to show up just to hear Tony Schiavone say, "It's gonna be, it's Sting!"
He would too, and it'd be excellent.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's the next match on the El Cardo?
Yeah, the next match is our pre-show match is Private Party take on the Best Friends in a #1 contenders match. So, yeah, face versus face with no program for a #1 contender spot. At least they're making the pre-show feel special.
For sure. I would say to be best friends unless someone gets involved. That is like the Killer Death Triangle or whatever the frick they're called.
Yeah, Death Triangle. Yeah, yeah. I know Tony Khan's pretty high on the Best Friends because they were one of the ones that when they were running with like 25% of their active talent during those early Rona shows. The Best Friends really put a lot of work into showing up for those the long tapings they did, and so I could see rewarding them for that.
I could see it as get them a Dynamite main event slot,
Not
to mention one of these two teams has been on television consistently. The other one is Private Party.
Yeah. Who are the tag champs? And why are they not on this card?
They are on the card. So Omega and Hangman, they're in that stand match.
That's right.
That was a juicy storyline they had going on until the Corona hit with Hangman and Omega and shit.
Hey, but now they have a new storyline going on that apparently Omega's buddies are all psychic because they just mysteriously knew to show up at that football field where he was being assaulted.
Hey, it's like connected to the Daily's place. So I mean, go to work.
And they weren't psychic enough to prevent whichever Jackson it was from getting a rib injury. So
yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah, I think they should hold off on putting Private Party in the title scene.
Yeah.
This is one of those where like you have them lose a couple times, and then when you really need them to step up, you slowly burn them into the main event.
Yeah, exactly. And they haven't had the buzz behind them because they haven't been on TV in the past. God knows how long.
And I think you would want them to win it over like a really heel team, not over Omega and Paige.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going Best Friends.
All right. Up next is another match that could be in question based on yesterday's show. Was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, who I've heard is a dentist. I don't know if that's true. Takes on Chris Statlander. Of course, that's pending any leg injury after she had Nyla Rose double Death Valley drivered onto her leg. and kicked in the face in the process at the same time because why not?
Okay, yeah. So like, if it happens, someone's gonna die, and
It's true.
the only good matches I've ever seen Britt Baker wrestle have been against Kylie Ray, and that's because of Kylie Ray.
She really just needs to be a TV personality and not an in-ring performer.
Yeah, and Statlander, like, she messes up more than anyone else. She's usually involved in it, so yikes.
Yeah.
So if it happens, I'm picking Britt Baker. But anyways, yo.
I'm picking Britt Baker if both of them don't die wrestling each other.
For no reason, I'm going Statlander, but like I said, I have no reason.
Neither of them are Japanese schoolgirls, so Omega doesn't have a personal stake in who he wants to win, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Sheeta's been putting in work, man.
She really has. And speaking of Sheeta, our next match is her taking on Nyla Rose in a no disqualification and no countout match for the AEW Women's World Championship. This should be fun.
Yeah, Nyla should dominate, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, and I don't want to take anything away from the girls from Japan, but I honestly feel like they're being underpaid compared to their American counterparts, and I feel like that's why they're being used more often.
I think they're being used more often because Kenny O's got himself a soft spot for him, but that's just...
Well, yeah, that too, but like, you have... I wish I could bring up their female roster, but like, the girls that you have here are... You have a nice little collection of female wrestlers, and you've been using the same girls, like, in this little cycle. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
Sad thing is most of them haven't even been that good.
Yeah, I do believe Nyla Rose is going to retain, unless if there's some fuckery, but I don't see that coming either.
Yeah, I mean, they've been building Sheeta pretty good over the Corona, but yeah.
But is this like a time where you you take the title away from your first champion?
No, it's second champion, but
who was their first?
The even smaller.
That's right. That's right. I completely forgot.
And what happened to her? Riho hasn't been on TV. Well, probably because
she had to go back to classes, her high school classes.
She had to finish out.
Yeah. Her and Nicholas Cohn are studying together, I think, in grade school. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not going to give a shit about this women's division till Bea Priestley is a full-time, full-fledged member. Because that's where the money's at.
10 minutes.
10 goddamn minutes again.
Damn.
Yeah, this goes by quick.
Yeah, but I think as much as she has been built up, I think Rose retaining is smart money. Build Sheeta up to take the loss, and Rose look that much more credible in the process.
For sure.
Next match.
All right, our next match is the Casino Ladder match for a future AEW World Championship, featuring Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Ray. I hope he's not too injured to attend Phoenix, Scorpio Sky, Cape Sabian, Frank Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and a mystery person.
Mm-hmm. All right. My smart money is on Darby Allin or the mystery guy. That's my choices.
This really felt like it was Darby Allin's show to win for me, but it also really does depend on who the mystery guy is. If they could if they did manage to score like a big name that could come in and add value, I could see them putting them over.
Yeah, I feel like the only two names that will like move the scale of like guys maybe for that spot are Brian Cage and like we mentioned earlier, Drew Gulak.
Yeah. Or it could just be something lame like it's Pentagon. It's just like he's already part of the roster. You could have just put him in the match anyway.
Yeah,
Pentagon might be in it because other dude might be hurt.
Pentagon might
give
be-
Pentagon the singles run.
Oh, I'd be all
Things would
over
good.
that.
I need them.
Yeah.
I would need them to turn one against each other first before they either get to singles, because you can't have them go singles without having like that hatred between them. So I would want them to break them up. Looking at this match, it really shows how meh their main event or their main cards are.
Yeah.
But off of these, I'm thinking Frankie Kazarian's gonna win it. Like,
I don't.
Well, I mean,
like Scorpio Sky has already gotten his shot at the title, right? He didn't make it. I think Frankie Kazarian is next in line. He's not gonna make it, and it's finally gonna fucking fall on Christopher Daniels.
Can I butt in? Frankie
No.
already had a match. No, hey, Frankie had a match with Moxley a couple weeks ago.
But was it for the title?
No, but it was a good match.
No, but he still lost clean. So
yeah. So I mean,
well, maybe not clean, but
like I kind of feel like all of this is gonna set up for Christopher Daniels' title run, which is not bad, because he's older, but guy could still move, you know.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that, what was it, last year, the year before, he finally won the Ring of Honor title.
Yeah.
Like, after so fucking long, he finally won the title. So I feel,
you know what, Moxley, he can slow his style down to the point where it looks good, where they won't look like they're slow.
Dude, I could see where if Daniels were in it, like, he's the one that out wrestles Moxley, you know. And Daniels has been in a couple of, like, I don't want to call them hardcore matches, but where it was a little bit stiffer, and he could work the Moxley style as well.
Yeah, and I would like them to book something as a wrestling match and not a hardcore match for Moxley.
By the way, I think we've all just given our hand at who we predict to win the main event here.
Yeah.
I could see that scenario working. Chris Daniels getting that run eventually would be, regardless of who wins his ladder match, that's something I need to see in my life, is Chris Daniels get that main event run.
I mean, could Christopher Daniels be the mystery person? Like, how shitty would that be, though, right? Like, you have to...
I think it's stupid if you put anyone in the active roster on there, because you could have, like I said, you could have just fucking put them in the match anyway.
Exactly. Like, this, I would have thought, like, okay, first of all, is it going to be announced, or is like going to be like all the participants are in the match and then the last one's going to come out?
Probably that they'll be the last one to make their entrance, or they'll be the last one to make
because they like doing this shit where it's not on the pre-show though. This is different, because I'm like, they like doing this thing of like where they have that match at the beginning that whoever wins it is the one that gets thrown into whatever title or into whatever match and later in the card, right?
Was Hangman Page a mystery entrant when he won the first one on that first big pay-per-view?
I don't want to say yes, but I think
he was the last entrant.
Yeah.
He drew the wild card or whatever to get the last entrant, but I don't remember if he was a mystery. I think most people in that battle row were a mystery though, as a mystery to who the hell they even are.
Okay, I remember it now. They were booking the wild card would be last. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. We got 4 minutes.
All right, I think we could squeeze one in here. I'll skip past the main event, which for some reason was in third. We've got MJF with Wardlow taking on Jungle Boy, also known as Jungle Jack Perry for Jim Ross.
I like when they give him his dad's name.
Yeah, I just like to see consistency, because Jim Ross is literally the only one that does it.
Yeah, it sticks out.
Give it a reason. Yeah.
Well, anyways, MJF wins because he's undefeated, so he keeps that going.
I agree with that.
Yeah, same here. There's no point in having him lose.
Yeah, I think MJF.
It'd be the perfect opponent to have him lose to. Either that or Marco Stunt. Imagine how that fuck with him like mentally.
That would be amazing. But he already beat Marco Stunt yesterday, so.
Yeah, I just think they're pushing MJF to be the next like main challenger program with Moxley. So I just think he keeps winning.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost wrapping. We're almost winding this down here, but our next match is the inaugural AEW TNT Championship match with Cody, featuring Cody with Arn Anderson and probably Brandy Rhodes because she's always got to fucking be there, against Lance Archer, featuring Jake Roberts at ringside.
It has to be Archer, right?
Yeah, it's for my money.
Yeah. Unless Cody just wants this to be like the Cody Wank Soft tournament and books himself to the top.
I mean,
Cody. Otherwise, what's the point?
Cody is already like 75% Triple H.
Basically.
Like he just has to give himself like the main title, and he's there.
Speaking of that, Cody's gonna wait till there's a crowd so he can crown himself like in front of a sold out building, Triple H style.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I would pick Archer because of that.
Here. And then that gets us to our main event of Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee for the AEW World Championship.
I want Lee to win, but it's gonna be Moxley. So disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how I feel.
Unless if Moxley was talking to Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins about, hey, we should all go on vacation together,
bro.
And then he's off TV for a while. I don't know.
We don't have a shield from coronavirus, so we can't wrestle.
Exactly. So. I think Moxley's gonna win it, but I want Brody Lee to win it. I just want my man to hold some gold.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the match because it's all anyone's ever talked about for years.
I mean, anyone that's watched them in CZW probably, yeah. I've seen some of those matches.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what it has.
All right, and that is the PPV.
Whoa! Anything else you guys want to add before we get out of here?
I mean, we have less than a minute, so.
Okay,
I'm good.
All right. Check out our PWT store. Use promo code Memorial or something. It's on the page. Look it up. Anyways, check your rollies and pop your 40s. Life is precious. Top Guys out.